Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Supreme Petrochem Limited Q2 FY24 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Anuj Sonpal from Valorum Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Anuj Sonpal from Valorum Advisors. We represent the investor relations of Supreme Petrochem Limited. On behalf of the company, I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings call for the second quarter and first half of financial year 2024. Before we begin, let me mention a short cautionary statement. Some of the statements made in today's earnings call may be forward-looking in nature. Such forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's beliefs as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to management. Audiences are cautioned not to place any undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and financial quarter under review. Let me now introduce you to the management participating with us in today's earnings call and hand it over to them for opening remarks. We have with us Mr. Rakesh Nair, Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dilip Deole, Chief Executive of Finance and Accounts, and Mr. D.N. Mishra, Company Secretary. Without any further delay, I request Mr. Nair to start with his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anuj. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the earnings conference call for the second quarter and half year of financial 2024. Let me start by giving you a brief overview of the financial performance. For the second quarter ended 30th September, the operating income for the second quarter was rupees 1,278 crores, which increased by 3.5% year-on-year. The reported EBITDA was rupees 106 crores, representing an increase of approximately 35% year-on-year, with operating EBITDA margin standing at 8.32%. The net profit after tax was at INR 78 crores, reflecting an increase of approximately 31% year-on-year. In the second quarter of FY24, company's domestic sales volumes of manufactured products increased by approximately 23% year-on-year. The total volumes in quarter 2 FY24 increased by approximately 28% year-on-year. For the first half of the financial year 2024, our revenues are rupees 2,503 crores. The operating EBITDA was INR 197 crores. The PAT stood at INR 147 crores. Total volumes in H2 FY24, H1 FY24 grew by about 18% year-on-year. On the other updates, the company remains debt-free with an investable surplus of INR 840 crores at the end of September 2023. And on the capex front, the implementation of the first phase of the Mass ABS project with a capacity of 70,000 tons per annum is progressing as per schedule. With this, now I open the floor for the questions and answer session, please. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Aditya Khetan from Smith's Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Sir, first question is, sir, on quarter-on-quarter basis, sir, we had witnessed that this styrene monomer, which is the major raw material, that prices have gone up by around 10 to 12%. So there was some expectation of inventory gains, which has not been factored into this quarter? Because our last quarter we had taken almost a 90 crore hit because of inventory loss. So sir, our EBITDA run rate, if we look at the last 10 quarters, that was at around 170, 180 crore. So you see that in second half we could be back to that levels, or we would be like lingering at the same levels of 100, 120 crore?
Aditya, comparing the EBITDA numbers or the run rate of the last year with the current year is not right. The last year, the global deltas were very high, and which we had also then mentioned in our report that they are too good to be true to last also. And now the deltas between the styrene prices and the finished goods are kind of now settled down and at normal levels. And as far as coming to your inventory gain and the styrene prices movement is concerned, the styrene prices have moved up. They are at around $1,050 Northeast Asia today. But then that movement has been very, very gradual now, and it's not the sudden movement or the sudden fall which happened in the last quarter. So when these kind of movements happen, they really generally don't relate to the inventory gains or something, the large inventory gains. And but then it is good that the prices remain low. Then the market sentiment is always good.
Okay, so sir, so we would be expecting at least second half to be better than from H1.
The last quarter, that is the January-March quarter, is always a better quarter because that is the time when the maximum volumes happen, and that will always be there.
Okay. Sir, onto our expansion part, so the special polymer compounds expansion like phase 1 and phase 2 we were doing in FY24 and FY25. So we are continuing with that?
All expansions we are continuing with. But since I mentioned about ABS, that being the biggest of the all capex for us, so I talked about that, and that is going as per schedule, right?
Okay. So just one last question, sir. Onto one of our competitor. So recently they have mentioned like they are also doubling the capacity into ABS from 1 lakh tons to around 2 lakh tons. I'm talking about such Styrene's performance. So even they are expanding into the polystyrene business. So don't you think into the ABS part, since Supreme is expanding, Styrenix is expanding, apart from import substitution also, there would be sort of a supply surplus which could come into the market and could decline the spreads over the next 5 to 6 years.
Now your question is what, meaning the decline what?
Decline into the margins or spreads, like because competition is entering into the market, so the current spreads might not sustain of ABS.
The margins, unless your product has some edge over the imported product in terms of quality, in terms of any special properties in your product and the customer service, generally the prices are governed in line with the global prices then. The benchmark is the global price, then you have little of the premiums in India. And if you have a specialty product, if you have some additional properties in your product, yes, then you get a premium for that. So as far as the Indian prices are concerned, they would continue to be governed by the international prices because these are all easily importable into the country. But as far as the demand is concerned, I read about the doubling of capacity by one of our competitors or would-be competitors and in ABS, and the other player in ABS, is that they are talking of implementing and doubling their capacities in the next 36 to 48 months. And by then, the demand in the country would also grow, and there will be enough room for all of us to be playing in that play field of demand then.
Okay. And similar, sir, for polystyrene also, that could, because they are expanding there also. So similar case we can take them.
They are expanding. So fine, that is not the case. And we all will have enough place to grow there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sailesh Raja from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, sir. Sir, in first half, we have done roughly 28,000 tons volume in exports. For the full year FY24, can we expect company to reach 60,000 tons volume in exports? And also, in this 28,000 tons in exports, how much is polystyrene, sir?
I will not give you that breakup that how much is polystyrene. And as far as our exports, I don't know who gave you the number of 28,000 tons.
The last quarter you said 16% of volume, so that is around 12,000 tons.
That was for the last quarter. That we are 16%. So we have given a guidance that we would be doing 50,000 plus of exports in the current year, and that is what we will do.
Okay.
In excess of 50,000, but then our current guidance is that we will be doing 50,000 plus.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So my second question, in refrigerator and AC, including all inner walls, outer walls, then decorative strips, door handles, what is our polystyrene and ABS content, sir? I mean, how much PS, both GPPS and HIPS, and also ABS is used in each refrigerator and AC? So I want in kilogram terms how much it is used. That would be very helpful.
Sorry, I don't have, Mr. Shailesh, that information really with me. As far as because AC's internal unit of AC is that consume the refrigerators, the inner lining is of HIPS, all the trays and other things are of GPPS. So, and all depends upon the average, the literage of the AC of the refrigerator, the size of the refrigerator also. But whatever is the standard literage of the refrigerator, based on that, the information is available, but I don't have it. I won't be able to give you that. Maybe later on you can DM me and you can take that.
Okay, sir. Sir, in the SPC division, any new compounds we are planning to launch this year? Could you please talk about the customer approval process time after launching new compounds? Also, we are expanding the capacity to 50,000 tons in SPC division. So with this 50,000 tons, can we potentially achieve 1,000 crores revenue? If yes, by when we can achieve that 1,000 crores?
Of the SPC?
Yeah, compounds.
No, not with the 50,000. With the mix of all kinds of grades of compounds and all that, no, unlikely that we will reach 1,000 crores of turnover. The 50,000 with a mix of all kinds of grades and all that can give us a revenue of close to 750 crores or so. There are compounds which are as high as 250,000 rupees per ton also, but then there are ones which are less than that, much less than that. So an average around 750, 800 crores maybe on a 50,000 tons of compounds.
Okay. My last question, of the total volumes, roughly 35% it is coming from appliances sector. Can you please give breakup of user industries in the remaining 65% of our volumes? And also, can you talk about the product vertical wise demand outlook in the second half, PS, EPS, XPS, SPC, and also our trading product ABS? So in which product vertical you see better demand in the second half?
As far as EPS is concerned, in the first half, the domestic Indian market of EPS has grown by roughly around 12.5%. Polystyrene, because of the OEMs, their demand being weak, the sales have not grown. The sales have, I think, close to 3% to 4% growth is there in the EPS market in the first half. Okay. Now, in the second half, if the OEM's demand remains good, which is a significant part of the overall polystyrene consumption, they consume around 35-40% or so of the total polystyrene. So if that be the case, then the demand should be 6 to 7% should grow, but then As of the first half, it was 3%. And EPS should grow around 10% for the year as a whole. The EPS should grow around 10% of the year.
Okay.
The non-OEM sector, in the non-OEM sector, the packaging, the stationery, the household goods, the writing instruments, the clear sheets, medical disposables, dairy, they are all the ones which, including toys and other miscellaneous products. So they are the ones which consume the major part of it, including jewelry and artificial jewelry.
Okay. It will be more than 10 to 12 user industries, sir, for the remaining 60%.
Sorry?
No, that remaining 65% of total volumes.
Yeah, remaining 60% of the total volumes comprises of all these various categories.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask questions, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Vipul Kumar Shah from Sumangal Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, what are this polystyrene price, raw material prices? You said $1,150.
So right now, the Northeast Asia price of styrene monomer is around $1,050.
So what is the delta for finished products in terms of dollar?
The finished delta in terms for GP is currently around $175 to $200, and for HIPS it's close to $275 to $300.
Okay. And for this EPS and
now EPS is the one which is not imported into India. Hardly any quantities come for that. So it's the domestic prices which are there always for the EPS.
No. For EPS, raw material is same, no? So
the raw material is the same, but if in dollar terms you want the delta, then it could be around $225 to $250, $225 to $250 for EPS.
Okay. And sir, is it possible to share a product-wise volume and value for each product, or you would not like to disclose those figures?
As far as our revenue top line is concerned, of the manufactured products, the 2/3 comes from polystyrene and 1/4 comes from EPS, and the balance 1/10 comes in from our SPC and XPS business.
And sir, what is the status of ABS project? Means when is it likely to be operational, and what will be the asset turn for that? When
first phase of the ABS would be commissioned by the end of next calendar year.
Next calendar year, and what will be the asset turns for that?
Sorry?
Asset turn for that product, that project?
Asset turn for that would be around 2 times of, that's 2 times plus 2 to 2.25 times at the almost at 100% capacity utilization.
Okay, sir. Thank you and all the best. Just one small suggestion, if you can incorporate this raw material prices and delta for this PS, EPS in your next quarter's presentation, it will be really helpful. Once again, thanking you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. To ask a question, ladies and gentlemen, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Aditya Khetan from Smith's Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So, sir, onto the delta part, sir, what we were witnessing on month-on-month basis, there was huge volatility into the spread. Like from rupees per kilo, the spreads have went to 20-25 rupees per kilo. Now they are back to around 14-15 rupees per kilo. So, sir, this rise in spreads is basically because of the festive season, like excitement. Because of that, the consumer durables buying is there. and that could again like go back to the levels of 8-10 rupees per kilo in the subsequent months. How to see, sir, like this spread movement?
It's not so. It is not so. What happens is that the depends upon any particular issue happening with somewhere in somebody as dumping some material. Maybe that is the issue. But then the standard deltas are in the region of $200 for GP and $275 to $300 for HI. Those deltas remain. It's only once in a blue. Somewhere what happens is that the PS prices have not gone up for some reason, but then the raw material prices have shot up, and you find that the delta there is squeezed. But then ignore those 2 or 3 weeks, and you will find that the deltas are back to the old levels. That happens. So because one product price is going up, the other is still in the lag mode. It has not caught up with the other one. Then.
Okay. Sir, onto the export part, sir, we were earlier, sir, so the street was anticipating that the US and Europe, which were the weaker markets, that would revive. But as on date, sir, only the US market has seen some sort of an uptick in demand. Europe is continuing to remain weak. So still, sir, our export guidance of 50,000 tons plus, so we could achieve that.
Yes, that, and we will. So far we are on target for that, and our exports continue to go to Europe and Africa and the various Gulf countries and the other parts of the Asia. US also is our market, but then major exports are right now to the to Europe and Africa and Asia.
So possible to give a split of exports, like how much would be Europe, Asia?
Aditya, I'm sorry, I will not give you that breakup.
Sure, sir. Sir, just one last question, sir. Onto the volume guidance earlier, sir, we were stating that around 13 to 15% volume growth. So that guidance remains, sir, for the next 2.
See, I think I had said around 12 last quarter call. I had said 12%, and I maintain that we will be meeting that target. Our guidance still remains at that level.
Okay. So just one last question, sir. If you
sorry
can
to interrupt. We request you to please rejoin the queue for follow-up questions. Participants who wish to ask questions may please press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Krunal Shah from Enam Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. My first question is on the trading revenue. What was the trading revenue during the quarter?
Trading revenue is around 23% of our top line.
23%. Okay. And the margins that we'll do over there would be what? Roughly 3-4%?
Sorry?
The profitability in the trading business would be around 3-4%?
No, I can't give you that number, please.
Okay, got it. Okay. And sir, just one question on margin. So in Q1, so we had a 90 crore inventory hit, and adjusting for that, we did a close to 15% EBITDA margin. Now in Q2, our margins are EBITDA margins are like 8.3%. So there's a sharp dip. What could be the reasons for that, sir?
In our quarter 1, our EBITDA margin was 7.3%.
So adjusting for the inventory hit, there's a 90 crore raw material hit in the, as you mentioned, in the quarter.
In the beginning, the global deltas have also come down. The global deltas have come down.
Okay. So spreads have gone down. Okay. Yeah. So according to you, sir, what could be a sustainable margin to model?
As I said, the normal range of GPPS delta, the spread between the styrene and the GPPS at the global level is $175 to $200, and for HIPS it's around $250 to $75. So there's a general gap of around $100 between the GP to HI.
Okay. Got it. Fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. To ask a question, ladies and gentlemen, you may please press star and 1. Participants who wish to ask questions may please press star and 1 at this time. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all for participating in this earnings con call. I hope we have been able to answer your questions satisfactorily. If you have any other further questions or would like to know more about the company, please reach out to our Investor Relations Manager at Velaram Advisors. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Supreme Petrochem Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.